Good morning. My name is Julie, and this is going to be about a 30-minute wake up vinyasa flow yoga practice. This is going to be a practice that anyone can do, whether you've done yoga for many years or this is your first time. I hope you enjoy. Let's begin. We're going to start in a seated position. And we're going to start centering and bringing ourselves onto the mat, into the present moment, preparing for our yoga practice. It's the beginning of the morning or perhaps anytime during the day, but we're just going to take a moment to transform ourselves, transmit ourselves onto the mat from our day, allowing ourselves the opportunity to just be present in this moment. Our eyes can be open or closed, and we're going to take a few deep breaths. And we're going to enter into a deeper 3-part breath where we fill the lower abdomen, the rib cage, and the upper chest. Start with that lower abdomen, fill it, then the rib cage, and then the upper chest, and then exhale and let it go. Again. We can use our hands to help us be mindful of the breath, placing it on the lower abdomen, and then the rib cage, and then the upper chest, and then exhale and letting it all go. Let's do one more. Good. Now let's come on to the mat. Holding on to the back of our knees, we're going to round our back, come onto our backside. Bring the knees into the chest. And we're going to rock gently, waking up that lower back. And let's extend that left leg out, draw that right knee up into the chest. Get a nice stretch, bringing it up towards that right shoulder. Exhaling, release. Inhale, bring that left knee up and in. And then exhale, release. Back to that right side. Exhale, release. To the left side. Now bending the knees, let's bring the feet flat on the mat, palms face down at our sides for bridge pose. Inhale, lifting the hips up nice and slow. And then exhale, slowly roll down. Inhale again. Really press down the hands, lift with the hips. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale and lift. A little bit higher this time. Exhale, slowly roll down. We're going to do one more. Inhale and lift. Really press down the hands, lift with the hips. And then exhale and slowly, slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. We're going to do a little core work this morning. Take our hands behind our head, interlacing our fingers. We're going to take a nice deep inhale breath. And exhale and lift and bring the head and the chest up towards the sky. And then inhale and slowly come back down. Again, moving with our breath, exhaling as we lift up and inhale as we slowly come down. Nice and controlled movements. Keep those elbows wide. The other thing we can do is take that belly button and really tuck it into the spine. Keep it tucked in, engaging the core muscles. We're going to do about 10 of these. Releasing the hands, let's place those hands underneath our backside. We're going to bring our legs up into the air for leg lifts. Now we can, remember, the farther out those hands are, the more work our core has to do. The higher up those hands are underneath our backside, the less core work, but the more support our low back has. So if we have any low back issues, feel free to put those hands up underneath there. And so we take, again, find where we want those hands. We're going to think about wrapping those hips around to the outside of the mat and down into the mat as we lower them down. Let's take a nice deep inhale breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to lower those feet down to about 3 inches off the ground. Exhale all the air out. And then inhale and slowly lift them back up. Keep moving with our breath at our own pace. Remember to keep that belly button tucked in here as well. Keep the core nice and tight. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling all the way down. This is 7 for me. 8. We're going to do 2 more. 1. Good, bring those legs all the way back up as we inhale. And then exhaling, we're going to release them back down to the floor. We're going to bring our hands back behind our head, interlacing those fingers again. We're going to go into bicycles. So we're going to bring the knees up to a 90-degree angle. We're going to take a nice deep inhale breath, and then we're going to exhale and lift, coming back into that crunch. And we're going to bring opposite elbow and knee together. So let's start with the right elbow and the left knee. We're going to extend that right leg out, and we're going to bring that right elbow to the outside of that left knee, and then slowly come back to center, keeping that crunch. Bring that right knee back up in, and this time we're going to extend the left leg out, left elbow to the opposite side, outside of that right knee. Okay, so let's begin. Exhaling, bring elbow and knee together. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, back to center. Keep moving with our breath at our own pace. Again, engage that core. Keep that belly button tucked down, or try to. Notice how my movement is very slow and controlled. And the more we reach that elbow to the outside of that leg, the more we're going to work the side obliques, those side core muscles. All right, let's try and do 1 more each side. I'm starting to burn a little bit, which is good. That's what we want to feel. Good, and then slowly lower those feet back down. Bring the hands back on either side. We're going to go into bridge 1 more time. Inhaling, lifting the hips up. Exhale, slowly roll down. Inhale and lift. Again, a little higher. Inhale, lifting again, a little bit more, a little deeper. Exhale, slowly down. We're going to do 1 more. Inhale and lift. Really lift with the hips, pressing down with the hands. And then exhale and slowly roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Good. Rolling onto our right side, or we can rock and roll. Either way, if we rock and roll, just start to rock. And then we're going to come up onto a forward fold, or we can roll onto our right side and use our hands to push ourselves up. However we want to meet in that forward fold. So we can take a moment here, find our elbows with our hands, and drape down into ragdoll. Now here in this forward fold, if we want to keep the legs straight, we can, but we can bend the knees a little bit too. Softening them, whatever we need. We want to get a nice stretch to the back of those hamstrings. So wherever we feel it, that's where we want to be. And we use the weight of the head and the arms, if we'd like, to lengthen through the back of those legs. And just let that head come down towards the mat and the floor. Hopefully we're doing good so far. We should feel good. Feel like we're warming up a little bit. And then release the hands down to the mat. We're going to step back with that right foot to low lunge, followed by the left. And we're going to press back to down dog. So lift the tailbone nice and high, up into the air. We're going to roll the shoulders to the outside of the mat, press into the palms, nice starfish fingers, nice and wide. And we're going to work on pressing into that first knuckle joint right at the base of the fingers, the top of the palm. And then we can press back with the heels, lowering them down gently. Again, a couple nice deep breaths here. The head should be able to hang freely. We should be able to shake the head yes and no. Ears in line with those biceps. Good, and then let's come forward. We're going to bring the knees down onto the mat. We're going to do a little cat and cow rolling. Placing those hands underneath the shoulders, nice and stacked. Knees underneath the hips. You'll notice how my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulder are nice and stacked, nice and aligned. And we're going to inhale and look up, let that belly hang nice and low. This is cow. As we exhale, we're going to round the spine, and we're going to tuck the tailbone and the chin in towards the chest, coming into cat, almost like a scaredy cat. Then inhale and come back to cow. Again, let the belly hang nice and low. Let those hips open in the back. Think about spreading the hip bones, the sit bones apart. And then exhaling back into cat. Good, let's do this a little bit more flow with our breath. Inhale, coming to cow, and exhale into cat. Inhale back to cow, and exhale into cat. We're going to do one more time through each. Inhale back to cow, and exhale into cat. Inhale, coming back to a neutral spine position. We're going to go into spinal balance. In spinal balance, we lift our right arm and our left leg. So opposite arm and leg, and we're going to flex that heel, and we're going to reach through the fingertips and through the heel. Balancing as we do it. It's good core work. Then we slowly release, and we're going to lift our opposite side. So left arm and right leg, flexing that heel, reaching through. Notice I'm trying to make a nice kind of almost straight level plane here. And then release. Okay, inhale and lift. Back to the right arm, left leg. Exhale, release. Inhale and lift. Keep alternating sides. Exhale, release. Our gaze should be down at the mat. And just working on that nice extension through the fingertips and through the heel. Good, let's do one more time through each side. This time as we inhale and lift, we're going to bend that back leg, and we're going to reach back with that right hand. If we can grab onto that foot, feel free. We're going to kick back, foot against hand, coming into a modified bow. Now if we can't quite reach, just work toward it, or stay in the spinal balance. Either way, keep breathing. And slowly release. And then lift opposite arm and leg. Same thing, we're going to reach and extend first. Get a nice lengthening here, get a nice stretch. Then we're going to bend that back leg, reach back with the left hand, clasping the foot, and just pushing back against that hand, coming into a modified bow. Keep breathing, keep working on that balance. And then slowly release. We're going to sit back to child's pose. Let the hips sink down into the heels, arms stretched out in front. Forehead can come down to the mat too. Nice deep breaths. Taking a moment to check in. If we have any tension in the hip area, think about really releasing and relaxing it. Let it all relax and sink down into the heels. Now if this is an uncomfortable pose, Feel free to bring the knees wider and then sit back. And if we can't sit all the way back totally, just wherever our body is comfortable or wherever we feel comfortable, that's where we need to be. Remember, yoga is a personal journey. We all are traveling along that journey, whatever feels comfortable and wherever we're at. We need to meet ourselves there on the mat. Let's take one more nice deep breath. And then on our next inhale, we're going to come back up onto all fours, tuck the toes under and lift and come to down dog. On our next inhale breath, let's step forward with that right foot, followed by the left, and exhale and come back into that forward fold. This time we're going to take our peace fingers and wrap them around the big toes. And then lengthen, again, through the back of the legs, get a nice stretch. We can use the hands to gently draw our head or pull our head down towards the toes and towards the mat. Now we're working on bringing the chest and the core in towards the thighs. Again, the legs can be soft if we'd like, or they can be straight. And we want to really think about resisting the urge to round the neck. We want to keep everything nice and straight and just try to draw it in nice and flat. Keep breathing. Good. Let's release the toes. We're going to bend the knees, drop the tailbone down, let the chest rise, and then slowly inhale and come all the way up. Bringing the hands up overhead. And then exhale, let's step back to the long side of the mat. We're going to keep warming up. Let's inhale and lift our arms up and come into a nice 5-pointed star, reaching through the fingertips and through the toes. And then as we exhale, we're going to come down into a squat, bring the elbows into our sides. Now here again too, we're worried about alignment. We want the shoulders and hips to be nice and stacked over top of each other. Knees are tracking out over those toes. Inhale and lift, press back up to that 5-pointed star, and then exhale and come back down. Keep moving with our breath. Again, just waking the body up. Enjoying. Coming down only as far as feels comfortable. If this is as far as we feel like going, that's fine. Inhale and lift. These are called moonflowers. Let's do one more. And then we're going to go into sunflowers. Inhale and lift. Press back up to that 5-pointed star. And then exhaling, we're going to hinge at the hips, keeping the back straight. And we're going to reach like we're picking up a bushel basket of sunflowers. Our knees are bent, still tracking over those toes. Inhaling, we lift back up to our 5-pointed star. And then exhale and come down like we're grabbing those flowers. Sunflower pose. Keep moving with our breath. Inhaling as we lift. Exhale as we sweep down to get those flowers. Good. Let's do one more. After our next inhale breath, coming back up to that 5-pointed star, let's just come down into a sun squat. So our arms are at our sides, lifting and holding that sun. Again, knees still tracking over those toes, shoulders and hips nice and stacked. Inhaling, you can lift a little bit. Exhale, lower down. Again, how far and how deep we are really depends on our personal journey. We may stay a little lifted, and some of us may want to come a little deeper. Again, it all depends on where we're at, meeting ourselves on the mat. Notice I tighten up those biceps and triceps like I'm actually lifting and holding that sun. Feel its energy coursing in. Let's lift that right heel up, working into the right ankle. Keep breathing. Check in with those shoulders, make sure they're nice and relaxed. Let's lower that right heel down and lift the left heel up. Slowly lower that heel down. Now we're going to lift both heels up, adding a little balance to the pose. Keep breathing. Find a focal point in front, always focusing on that point and on our breathing. Good, and slowly lower those heels down. Bring the hands onto the knees. We're going to inhale and lengthen out through the crown, and then exhale and drop that right shoulder down. Inhale and lift. Exhale, drop that left shoulder down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop that right shoulder down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, drop that left shoulder down. Inhale and lift. We're going to straighten the legs. Bring the feet parallel to each other. And then exhale, forward fold. Let the hands come down to the mat, to the floor. Now here too, we want to resist the urge to round the neck and the spine. We want to just lengthen out through the crown. And then we can walk our hands in line with our feet if we'd like. And then draw the head in line with the hands and feet. Standing straddle split. Keep breathing. And then let's walk the hands out. We're going to place that left hand on the floor in front of us and inhale and bring the right arm up. A little spinal twist. Now if we have any blocks, if we're used to doing yoga and we have block with us, feel free to place that block underneath the hand. What it does is it helps lift us up so that this twist is in the upper back, helps us meet the floor. Keep breathing. And slowly bring that right hand down. Place it in the center underneath us and lift the left arm up. Our gaze is up towards the ceiling as well, as far as feels comfortable. Good, and slowly lower that hand down. Bending the knees, we're going to drop the tailbone, and we're going to inhale and lift. Come back up to our 5-pointed star, and then exhale, we're going to turn and come back to the front of the mat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to go and head into some sun salutations. We're going to do 4 of them. So let's take the back of the legs. We're getting a little bit of a stretch again here. Take a moment, take a couple deep breaths before we move into that sun salutation. I'm going to walk us through the sun salutation and all of its poses first, once, a little slowly, and then we'll do 4 more at a faster pace. So bend the knees, drop the tailbone, inhale and come all the way up. Here we go. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Inhale, we're going to look up halfway. Hands can come to the shins. Back nice and flat. We exhale, we step back with that right foot, bringing the hands down to the mat, followed by the left, and press back to down dog. Inhaling, we're going to come forward to plank. Now, we can modify by dropping knees down here if our arms aren't quite there, arm strength isn't quite there, we have any shoulder injuries or anything that we're kind of worried about. And then we come forward and down, keep those elbows tucked in into what's called croc. And then come all the way down, and we inhale and lift up into up dog. Shoulders are back, chest and gaze is lifted. Watch our low back here though. If we have any low back issues, we want to resist really cranking that. Then we tuck those toes under, either one at a time or both. Lift the tailbone up and come back into down dog. Again, tailbone's lifted, shoulders are rolled to the outside of the mat, pressing into that first knuckle joint. On our inhale breath, we step forward with our right foot, followed by the left. Exhale into forward fold. Now I will alternate sides as we go through, so just listen. And then we bend the tailbone, inhale and lift, and come all the way up. Exhale, we sit back into chair. In chair, the weight is in our heels. We're gonna, like we're sitting back into a chair, our arms come up and can come here, or it can come to our thighs. Either way, when they're up here, there's a little bit more of a lever and a little bit more work, or our hands can come to heart center as well. So whatever feels comfortable, and then we inhale and lift and bring them back up. And then we start over. Here we go. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking up halfway. Exhale, we're going to step back with that right foot, followed by the left. Exhale and press back to down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank or dropping the knees for kneeling plank. Exhale, a little bit forward and down into croc or kneeling croc. Inhale, lift up into up dog. Exhale, roll back to down dog. Inhale, step forward, right foot, followed by the left. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, drop that tailbone down, come all the way up. And exhale, sit back into chair. Inhale and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking up halfway, step back with that left foot, followed by the right. Exhale and press back to down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, forward and down into croc. Inhale, lift up into up dog. Exhale, roll back to down dog. Inhale, step forward, left foot, followed by the right. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, drop that tailbone, come all the way up. And exhale, sitting back into chair. Inhale and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking up halfway. Step back with that right foot, followed by the left. Exhale and press back to down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, forward and down into croc. Inhale, lift up into up dog. Exhale, roll back to down dog. Inhale, step forward, right foot, followed by the left. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, drop that tailbone, come all the way up. And exhale, sit back into chair. Last time, inhale and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, looking up halfway, sit back with that left foot, followed by the right. Exhale, press back to down dog. Inhale, coming forward to plank. Exhale, forward and down into croc. Inhale, lift up into up dog. And exhale, roll back to down dog. Inhale, step forward with that left foot, followed by the right. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, drop that tailbone down, come all the way up. And exhale, sitting back into chair. Inhale and lift. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Let's go ahead and meet down on the mat. We're going to take a few minutes to relax and release. Now, however many times you would like to do that sun salutation, you can do 6, 8, 10. It's a really good workout. It's a whole body workout. So feel free to just even work through some sun salutations on a daily basis. It really gets the muscles flowing and going and helps wake us up in the morning. So again, I encourage us to do anything. Any little thing helps. So holding onto the back of the knees, we're going to round the back and come onto our back side. Bring those knees into the chest. We're going to rock just a little bit. One more time. Give that low back a little massage. And then we're going to extend our arms and legs out. We're going to do a mini Shavasana, final relaxation. If you would like to continue on, you can go on to another one of my sessions and do a longer hour-long class, or you can end here. Closing the eyes, we're going to take a moment to clear our thoughts, giving ourselves the permission to just be here on the mat, taking all the worries and concerns and letting them sink deeply back and down into the mat. Let our breathing become more gentle, transitioning out and away from that deep 3-part breath and just into a nice, gentle breathing pattern. Staying in the present moment, we're going to take a moment to release and relax our body. Beginning with our fingers and our toes, feel the relaxation move into our hands, feet, wrists, and ankles. Feel it move into our arms, elbows, legs, and knees. Feel the relaxation move into our hips, gathering any and all tension and stress there and letting it sink deeply back and down into the mat. Relaxing the core and the upper chest. Feel it wrap around into the low back and press up into the upper back, meeting together in the shoulders. Allow all the tension and stress there to sink deeply back and down and away. Next, relax the neck. Let the jaw go slack and the tongue hit the roof of our mouth. Relaxing our cheeks and the tight muscles around our eyes. Relax our forehead and the back of our head. And then finally push any remaining tension and stress out through the crown, allowing the whole body to sink deeply, deeply back and down into the mat and into the earth. Stay here breathing gently in the present moment, but allowing our body to completely release, relax, and let go. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, rotating the wrists and ankles, slowly and gently coming back onto the mat. And when we're ready, rolling onto our right side, going into a fetal position, continuing to gently come back onto the mat. Then using our hands to gently bring ourselves up to a seated position. Coming into either just a cross-legged pose, lotus or half lotus, whatever feels comfortable for us. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. We're going to inhale and open that heart center up and bring those hands a little bit past those shoulders, and then exhale and draw the hands back together and into the heart center. Inhaling, opening that heart center up again. Exhale, bring them back together and in. Let's do one more. Inhale, opening our heart center up to receive light, love, positivity, energy, whatever it is we need this morning, gathering it together into our hands, drawing it into our heart center. And may it keep us for another week or until we meet again. Thank you guys, and namaste.